Hey folks, today I wanted to talk to you about one very interesting subject, a subject about a university in America, in the state of Indiana. That university is the University of Notre Dame. This is known for its, extensive football program. It's got one of the most best football teams in America. Today, but Notre Dame is not only known for its football, it's one of the foremost institutes also in the field of research across subjects: cancer, medicine, environmental science. And how did this all start? So that's what I wanted to discuss with you. And what is its relevance to India? Well, the relevance to India is as follows. India came up with its new educational policy in 2020. In that, sports has been given a lot of emphasis. Students are going to be graded based on their sporting abilities. Institutes have been encouraged to set up sporting facilities within their campuses. And there is an influx of a lot of private universities in India. The Symbiosis, the Parole universities, the Flame University, the Manipal universities, they all have a lot of funds which can be allocated to sport. So why should these universities allocate something to sport? And what can they learn from Notre Dame? In the late 19th century, America was plagued with a problem. There was a lot of anti-immigration protests. There was a lot of anti-Catholic protests. In those circumstances, an educational institute came up. That was Notre Dame. Now, Notre Dame wanted to have a football program and they wanted to play in the regional conference, a hallowed American tournament. But the other universities were stonewalling them. They were not ready to help them participate in the tournament. So Notre Dame devised a strategy of its own. They decided to go and play Pan-America with anybody who was ready to play with them. That saw them playing against the Army, that saw them playing against the University of Southern California, and slowly but steadily they built a fan base across America. They soon got to be known as the American University. What this did to Notre Dame was the fact that students from across America, the best of students, started applying to their programs. So they attracted the best of talent. Within time, slowly, Notre Dame also saw a swelling alumni base, and that resulted in a lot of funds coming to the university. That is what today makes Notre Dame one of the greatest universities as far as research is concerned in America. So therefore, it's a football program became the flagship for this university in trying circumstances. Can Indian universities take a leaf out of this? Indian universities today operate in an environment where funds are flush for them as far as private equity is concerned. That sees the mushrooming of universities like I mentioned before, Paroles, the Symbiosis, Manipal, Ashoka University. And all of them and their students will be, in tune to take up sport. From the BCCI's point of view, BCCI runs a tournament, one of the oldest cricket tournaments for universities, that is the Rohington Barrier Trophy. This is a trophy which was a prize tournament for players, yesteryear players like Sunil Gavaskar, Dilip Vengsarkar, even Kapil Dev. They all were part of it. But that whole cricket structure has changed. We will be covering this topic in detail. If you've visited our latest podcast with a sports management student where we spoke about how short-term courses should be developed for sportsmen. Because what happens today is cricketers are not going to universities. And therefore, the Rohington Barrier Trophy is not as hallowed as it was before. Can it be revived? Yes, it can be revived. If certain players, promising players, can do short-term courses at these universities. Well, a sports program, Notre Dame has shown what can be done over there. I'd also go one step further and say, why not BCCI set up a school? Get into the educational field. It's a product extension. Would you, if you had a child, send your child to a BCCI school? Well, with the funds that they have, they can set up a world-class educational institute on their own. And I think they have the people also for it. I see a perennial presence of Rajiv Shukla in the BCCI, and I think he should head this. Another person, and if he's willing, who I feel is an apt candidate to spearhead this project should be Professor Ratnakar Shetty. Everybody knows about Professor Ratnakar Shetty and his role with cricket. Few people know that, he's also a professor of chemistry at Wilson College in Bombay. Well, a great product extension, marrying sports and education, and learning something from Notre Dame. Maybe BCCI has a product extension in line for it. If this content interested you, germinated an idea in you, and if this can help change the educational environment in our country, create debates about it, then please like, share, and subscribe this with fellow enthusiasts. It encourages us to bring more such engaging content to you. Thank you. Take care. Keep the inner athlete in you alive.